Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're talking about the undervalued price that silver has attached to it. And obviously, we're attaching this to fiat currency in US dollars or wherever you're from. But our financial system is in crisis mode. So, can we even really peg silver's value to something that's falling and depreciating so fast? Have you ever checked usdebtclock.org? If you do, you understand where I'm coming from. We're $24 trillion in debt, and every single second we're pumping out more dollars into a system that is failing, that has never even worked in any type of situation in any country across the globe. So why are we doing this? Well, there's many conspiracies behind it, but really we're basing everything off of a promise, off of a figment, an imaginary number saying we'll pay it back, but we can't get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. Trying to get ourselves out of debt by using more debt never is going to work. So hyperinflation is rapidly pumping dollars into a system that's corrupt and that people are taking advantage of and never to pay off this stuff. And we're definitely never going to be able to fix this situation. There is no solution. The only alternative we can have for us, investors and people that, hopefully in the future will find this is silver and gold. So why is silver so undervalued? Well, there's many different factors that apply to silver's undervalued state. The first one I want to talk about is the intrinsic value of it. Now, silver has intrinsic value not like anything else. Not like fiat currency, not like cryptocurrency, and nothing along the lines of any asset or investment has intrinsic value like silver does. Intrinsic value means something that has value within itself, so it holds its weight, no pun intended. Like a prime example was back when we had the gold standard in use and our constitutional silver had 50 cents, like let's say a walking liberty, a 50 cents, half dollar, had 50 cents of silver inside of it. So when I went to the store and bought something worth 50 cents, I was actually giving the store clerk 50 cents of value. But nowadays our money is not backed by anything with real value. It's just a promise, or just it's basically just out of thin air saying that is worth that much money. But that doesn't work, especially when the system starts falling. So hyperinflation is an extremely important thing to understand and start taking into your own hands. And the best way, the safest way, the smartest way to do that is with precious metals. Now look at silver's price, which is around $17, which is high right now, but that's a figment of your imagination, or of people's imagination, to say that silver is high at $17, because $17 can't buy you very much. Maybe a couple gallons of gas, maybe like a day or two worth of food, a couple of drinks from Starbucks. But a 1 ounce of silver can actually go an extremely long way in technology, in the industrial world, in society. So when we're looking at silver's price, comparing it to spot price, it really is, that's the best indicator you can see inside silver's undervalued aspect, especially when we compare it to other assets worth around the same amount of money. But when I'm talking about silver being undervalued, it's not only just spot price, it's in the eyes of the economy as well. People actually are trading silver on silver with silver ETFs on, with futures contracts, and when people are trading it in a system that's all digital, where there's no physical bullion being traded or bought, it's all the same concept as fiat currency. It's all digital, it's all a promise, and there's no trade, there's no intrinsic value, there's no real value actually going on. So it's almost like the same type of system we're working off with fiat currency, which never works. So when I'm talking about silver's potential, when I'm talking about its value, I'm talking about the physical bullion and what that can bring to the table. Now, if you follow my channel, you know I posted a video the other day talking about why I don't invest in silver ETFs. There is money to be made in them, but it really does just go against the whole entire point of precious metals and silver. Miners have to dig this silver out of the ground. They have to stamp these coins and bars. They have to have a market for them. People buy them and sell them. There's bullion. It's used for jewelry. It's used in technology. It's used in space equipment, the industrial world. There's many uses for it. And this goes to even show even further why silver silver is so undervalued? Because it's not a common commodity. It's not a common asset. Actually, miners are losing profits nowadays digging it out the ground, so there isn't as much motivation to even have it. So when we're looking at silver in the overall, the bigger picture, there's many clues, there's many indicators that it is a ticking time bomb. When it was $50 in 2011, what was going on in the economy? The same type of stuff that's going on nowadays. Stock markets are falling. People don't trust governments. They don't trust banks, and they want to find a solution to their wealth and to their finances and to their freedom. And silver is the answer. I'm not a silver pumper. I'm just bringing a realistic aspect to the table for you guys to think about. I never want to say go buy silver, but I do recommend it. I highly recommend it. Do your research before, though. Educate yourself. I make a lot of videos teaching people what types of silver to get into as a beginner. Just some pointers, some things to share from my experience, because all I can do is talk about from my experience. Silver has changed my life. Investing has changed my life. I learned how to budget money. I learned the true value of a dollar. I really can understand now how these markets work, how the economy works, the history of this all, and also for my future, I'm planting seeds to, set myself up to be financially free, because the end goal is financial freedom, and hopefully that can happen with you guys. But if you're keeping your money in fiat currency in a bank account, your dollars are literally just burning, and in 10, 20, 30 years down the line, who knows how severe it's going to be. It can only get worse from here on. So what I really recommend is you guys start taking control. I know a lot of people on this channel do stack silver, but also just educating yourself, learning more, because there is so much still more to learn about the economy, about these markets. Maybe you can go into candlestick charts. It really is it's an individual experience, an individual journey, but I'm just trying to share my perspective on it. When people look at silver from a normal, quote unquote normal mind state or normal perspective in society, when they're like, oh, silver $17, it's only up $1. Bitcoin was up $2,000 in a couple of months. They're missing the entire picture. They're missing the whole point of why people stack silver, and I wish that there was a better connotation, a better stereotype on it, because I think that people are just missing the whole point of it. We're not buying silver just to make money instantly. It's a long-term investment. It's a long-term type of asset you can transfer your money into while your fiat dollars are losing its value. So in the future, when silver, when I have my silver, if I want to cash it out, I basically would have been in a time, my money would have been potentially, or actually not potentially, it would have been, theoretically in a time capsule. As my dollars are deflating, I put it in something that doesn't deflate in value. It actually holds its value and actually has more potential to gain value and appreciate in value. And that's the whole point of it. A lot of people don't know that, though. They look at silver and say, okay, well, if I buy this coin right now, in 10 years, if silver's still $17, that means I made no money. No, that's not the point. That means you're still basing it off of fiat dollars, and you're missing the whole point of investing, and you're not really understanding how the economy works and how our financial system works at that. If you had a 50-cent Walking Liberty back in the day, you could buy a gallon of gas with it. Well, guess what? You can still buy a gallon of gas with that same 50-cent piece today. Not at its face value. Back in the day, you would have spent that 50-cent half dollar at face value. But now you can take that 50-cent half dollar, sell it for its metal value, and still buy a gallon of gas with it. So that shows how silver over time transforms and is always universally accepted as a tradable, valued, measured point of currency. And it's worldwide as well. This silver and gold are traded worldwide. It's not like there's a US dollar. It's not like there's a Chinese. It's universally accepted and universally acknowledged that it has value in it. So I definitely think silver is undervalued. It was $50 in 2011, so there's definitely some potential for it to grow as well, and it would not be out of the blue. It wouldn't be out of the ordinary. Media is going to act like it is, but it would not be anything that is shocking to me, just because I understand and I realize how close things are coming to this. It's the perfect storm, especially right now at gold above $1,500 and silver above $17. It looks like things are starting to finally happen for precious metals, and that's very exciting news, especially for people who have been in it for so long, because we don't have the stereotype of $20 silver or $15 silver. We see the bigger picture, that it's much more valuable than that, and that's where the real value is. That's where the real beauty comes in, because you are seeing the bigger picture. You're stepping outside of the stigma, the stereotype, the society, the economy puts on it, and then you can see where it really can head and how much potential is really there. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm curious what you guys think about this. Do you guys think silver is undervalued? Do you think gold is undervalued? Because gold's natural price is probably around $2,000-$3,000, which means silver's natural price has to be around $100 or $200 just to keep the ratios accurate and average and normalized. But I just think that's a really interesting topic to think about, because it's really hard to compare, silver and gold to fiat currency when the whole point is getting away from fiat currency. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys soon. Peace.